to sucker punch him, and then he puts his hand out because Manny, that's just not Manny. Manny at that moment was frustrated, and he threw a sucker punch. But yeah, no one's talking about that. You could see that Manny, in the final 10 seconds, he is getting his ass handed to him, Lee. He's on the ropes. This kid is throwing nothing but heat at him, and they stopped that fight with Manny Pacquiao literally on the ropes taking punches. No, this was not a huge one-sided victory that Australia totally fumbled and got wrong. This was a close fight, and I think when Bob Arum does rematch, because look it, I'll already say they got interest right now from Juan Manuel Marquez. They've got interest from Timothy Bradley. Probably everybody in top-ranked stable wants a piece of Jeff Horn right now. I think they go back with Manny as long as Manny doesn't retire, because and I think this is a good thing, Lee. If Freddie Roach does leave Manny Pacquiao, see, it'd be smart for Freddie to leave right now. Don't be the trainer that sucked all the money out of Manny Pacquiao, right? That's the why Freddie's at right now. He could be the great trainer and say, look, Manny, you're not him anymore. I'm not going to train you and watch you get hurt. You got too many kids. You got too much family. I'm out, and walk away. Sort of like what Freddie Pacheco kind of always used to claim about the Ali situation, right? Freddie used to put himself at a higher standard, saying that he walked away from Ali when Ali started failing his health. He told him to retire, and because he wouldn't, he said he had to go. I think Freddie needs to do that for Manny, and for Manny, that's going to help him, Lee, because I do think Manny has one more run. You know, I've been talking about it, and actually the 4.4 million views makes my theory correct. You put Manny in the PBC, you put him on free television under Al Heyman's banner, you're going to be getting millions of views. He has that outlet still. He has fighters over there. I'm telling you guys right now, if Robert Guerrero beats Omar Figueroa, you could do Manny Pacquiao versus Robert Guerrero in San Francisco, California, and draw 30,000 plus fans. I'm dead serious. Robert will bring 8,000 on his own. His Mexican fan base in Northern California would show up. Pacquiao has this outlet. I don't know if Pacquiao wants to make this last run against PBC fighters under Freddie Roach's training, because Freddie Roach doesn't seem like he's fully in it health-wise and possibly with his heart anymore with Manny Pacquiao. He knows Manny's old. He sees Manny declining. I don't know if that's the trainer you want anymore. So I'm saying the Marquez Horn fight, I love that one, Lee. That if I'm Jeff Horn and his people, I'm really looking at these two fights because they're against fighters that are really over the hill, and they make a lot of money for that kid. Big ticket sales in Australia. You get the rematch with Manny, followed up with Juan Manuel Marquez like 5 years later.
Yeah, I agree. So Arum is now inviting him to the U.S. to go to the ESPY Awards.
Yes.
Are you getting the impression that Arum's got some kind of promotional deal on Horn?
He already does. He did that. I told you, Lee, you don't listen to me.
Sorry.
I told you that in the fight week. Freaking Arum was sitting behind Jeff Horn's people when they were doing the final press conference. That's when I knew, man, Arum and Manny just aren't seeing eye to eye anymore. We already knew that him and Freddie are always going at it over the media. You know, one thing, Lee, I want to bring up. I don't know. Did you see the video this week of Manny Pacquiao giving his money away?
No, and I saw the story that you had posted on it. I try not to talk about anything positive for Manny Pacquiao.
You know what, Lee? If you watch this video, though, it's everything what's wrong with that situation. It shows a lot of what's wrong with Manny Pacquiao just giving his money away. I know these people are supposed to be the less fortunate. They're poor, right? That's why he's doing it. But, Lee, they just don't look thankful anymore. It almost looks like it's a routine. I put out my hand, you put money in it, and I walk by. There is no smile. There is no handshake, no bow, no thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like being just thankful that this man is just handing out, I don't know, hundreds, thousands of dollars, pesos, whatever. I don't know what Manny was handing out on that street, but he's handing it out like it's just paper. okay? And it doesn't look like anybody is responding in a not, they're just receiving and walking by. Time after time again, you see the people doing this. Some are smiling at other people, but they're not actually looking Manny in his eyes and thanking this man for fighting, risking his life, and then coming home and just giving it away for free. It's a huge, huge video. It's only like 30 seconds, but I swear if you guys watch it, it's everything what's wrong with Manny Pacquiao just giving the money away the way he is. Are they going to give it back if he goes flat broke? You know what I mean? Like, what was it for if they're not even being thankful? Can't buy your way into heaven. We all know that, so that's not the issue. Yeah, you got to check out the video. All you guys got to check out the video. I hope Manny stops it. Look, we heard Bob Arum say it a long time ago. He knew Manny Pacquiao was going to go broke because Manny Pacquiao gives way too much money away. And if you watch this video, these people have been spoiled. Wherever he's doing this at, whatever street, if it's his neighborhood, his hometown, he has spoiled these people to the point where they're just receiving and walking away. Not even a thank you.
So the final numbers on the fight, 4.4 million viewers, making it the highest rated event since 1995 on ESPN.
Yeah. Crazy. Great. 2006 for all cable, 1995 for ESPN. You got to bring, we kind of knew Manny would do great numbers.
No, not everybody. I mean, it was obvious to me it would be like that, but yeah.
On free television, he should do great numbers. 4.4 really, that's not, that's a great number, Lee. That's not Mike Tyson, right? That's
yeah, but it's a different era.
True.
It's a way different era, like completely different era.
This.
It is what it is. Let's move on to other news topics, things that interest me. Canelo and Triple G are sold out.
Yes. Hey, we know it's going to be a hot ticket in Las Vegas. Well, what is the T-Mobile Arena, Lee?
Didn't we do this before? It's like 13.5 or something.
Something like, okay, so that's not that many seats, all right? Let's get that out there right now. It should have sold out. It should have sold out as soon as it hit the market. Once again, I totally think this fight is on the back burner right now. You do not see the fans talking. And to be honest with you, even the boxing media lead that are talking about it, yes, it's all Mayweather's going to crush this dude. You guys are insane for thinking McGregor has a chance. It's all of that. I get it. But they're still just talking about that. Still 90% of the memes that are coming out right now on the internet is about Mayweather-McGregor, not about Triple G versus Canelo, which is sad because Triple G versus Canelo is actually the legit fight. Like, seriously. That's the fight that's 50-50, especially if you go off Triple G's last few performances. Now, I'm hoping, Lee, that Triple G was just fighting down to his opponent's level. Like, he wasn't taking these guys serious because it seemed like all the A-list opponents were ducking him. Maybe that started getting to Triple G, and now in this training camp, we're going to see the Triple G of old. But with that being said, no, Canelo has a legit shot in this fight. His chances in September are way better than if they did this fight last year or even 4 months ago. Triple G does look like age is starting to get to him. It does look like there's openings, there's flaws in his defense. That uppercut being a big one, and we all know Canelo loves throwing that shot. So that is really the 50-50 fight. That's the fight of the year. Just like the Ward Kovalev 2 was the fight of the year, no one seemed to give a damn about. It really seems like Mayweather might have taken over the whole year.
Billy Joe Saunders finds good replacement in Willie Monroe Jr. for his September 16th title defense.
It's a good fight. You want me to go, or are you going?
No, go ahead. You're doing good, Andrew. I'm feeding you the stories today. You wrote this. You've had the long day.
Well,
you are the star of this show, Andrew.
You've had the email for a while too, buddy.
Yeah, I had pro wrestling to watch. By the way, Brock Lesnar retained his title against Samoa Joe.
There you go.
In what was a very compelling match, if you wanted my opinion, for two guys. But I digress. Go ahead.
No, well, look it. Most of the time when a championship title match drops out, the replacement isn't a top contender.
It's usually Tubba.
Yeah, right. Exactly, right? You look at Deontay Wilder went from like fighting a guy who was ranked 13 to a guy who's ranked 43 or something like that. So, but in this case, it didn't happen. Billy Joe Saunders is taking on Willie Monroe. Willie Monroe's top 10 contender. Just had a big win against Gabriel Rosado in his last fight. I've always liked Monroe Jr. He fought Triple G, was stopped by him, but had his moments. Once again, was the beginning of starting to see that Triple G was having flaws in his defense. You've seen that he can be touched. And Willie Monroe, his boxing skills were one of those fights that started showing us that. This is going to be an interesting fight against Billy Joe. Now, I'm going to give Billy Joe Saunders, he's going to be the favorite because of power. I think he has a lot more. The skill-wise, they're both the same, boxer, puncher, but the power is going to probably slightly go in the favor of Billy Joe Saunders. So he's probably going to be the favorite going in, but this is a decent or a very good replacement for the – who was it? The Russian mob guy went to jail, went to prison, Lee. 40-something years he's facing.
Yeah.
So this was a good replacement for that fight.
Okay. There you go. Piece of cake.
Look, I'm telling you, the winner of this fight could possibly be seeing the winner of Canelo Triple G. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind the losers of both of these fights even matching up to see each other too. If Willie Monroe and Saul Alvarez are both on the losing end of their next fights, why not them two fight each other on HBO? I think that'd be a hell of a fight for both of them. And we all know Billy Joe Saunders and Triple G have had a history of going back and forth. If them two, get their victories, that's a hell of a fight in the States or across the pond.
There you go. What else have we got to talk about in just standard news? We did Ward Kovalev. We talked about
We didn't really talk about the live gate, though.
All right, let's talk about the live gate. How did the live gate do for Ward Kovalev, Andrew?
Well, see, they were reporting 10,000, Lee. The day after, we were like, it's 10,000. That's a decent number.
Yeah.
Now it's come out. Now it's come out that the paid attendance, Lee, was only a little over 6,000.
Yeah, right. And they gave away another 4,000 to 5,000 seats, which is the way I understood it. Like, I was kind of told that I could have just showed up and went to the fight. I should have just went out there, Andrew, in hindsight.
I mean, did they? I don't even know if they released a number. They're
not going to.
They're just saying paid attendance.
Because again, I want to give credit to Snowden on Twitter. Let me get his handle. Let me see if I can. It's not Edward Snowden. It's don't tell me. He's gonna kill me for getting it wrong. He does a podcast. He used to write. He does write.
Oh yeah, he did, Lee. 2.1 on Lee. 2.1 on the gate.
I want to get the quote correct. Jonathan Snowden. He used to write for a couple of the online internet sources. He basically does MMA these days, but he does cover boxing as well. He was a senior writer for Bleacher Report, still is. He had the quote of the day: "To all boxers," I'm going to butcher this, sorry, Jonathan. "To all boxers and all managers, please never ever sign with any rappers or rap artists or anybody in the music industry for that matter. Please. Ever." I agree. It never seems to work out. Let's face reality. The Jay-Z thing with boxing is not working out.
No, and they kind of gave Jay-Z credit for signing Durant and signing Andre Ward, and now both of them are doing really good in both sports that they play in. But no, promoting Andre Ward or getting anybody. Look at the 130. They did pay-per-view at 130,000 buys, Lee. When you times that by 60, that's 7.8 million. You add in another 2 million here.